In 1978, China entered a new era of reform and opening up. In July that year, Dr. Frank Press, advisor for then U.S. President Jimmy Carter, led a delegation to China for negotiations on the normalization of China-U.S. relations. Sending Chinese students to the U.S. was one of the key issues. Carter recalled, "Deng asked me if China could send 5,000 students, and I answered that China could send 100,000. A list of 52 people was soon confirmed. It was the first group to be officially sent to the U.S. after the People's Republic of China was established. On January 1st, 1979, China and the U.S. officially established diplomatic relations. 20 days later, Deng visited the U.S., and those same exchange students welcomed him to America.
我觉得现在回头看，当时来 Princeton 留学是我做的最重要的决定之一。经过7年，我是从一个懵懵懂懂的少年，变成了一个愿意最新学术的学者。
我们不光是学东西，我的作用和10年前不同的是，我现在的作用更像一个桥梁的作用。
Now I'm not a musician or pianist anymore. I feel like I'm in the process of becoming an artist, and who knows how to use music as a contribution to the society to help people. So that's what I have learned in the past 10 years.
I remember 1979 very well. I took my first Chinese language course in 1976, and I was hoping for the normalization of relations, but I was not completely sure. And so I and all my classmates were very happy in 1979 that we established official ties, and then of course very, very shortly after that, many universities in the United States established a presence in China through partnerships.
The first time I studied in China was in 1980. Each month I was given a small amount of renminbi and also liang piao and bu piao. I think young Chinese today don't even know what these things are. When I think back of my experience in 1980 and think about today, China's really a different place.
I said, well, I'll pick the furthest place from Oklahoma. I'll go to China. That's certainly how my connection to China started. And I went on a trip with a group of students from the University of Oklahoma, the Journey to China program. And little did I know that program, that experience was going to be a life-changing experience for me.
其实对我来说，学中文最大的好处就是认识我的老婆。更大的好处就是发现世界最好吃的东西，就是我丈母娘做的猪肉白菜馅饺子。
Every student that I encountered in China, and every faculty member as well, was so willing to put in work above and beyond what they had to finish the project they were working on or to complete the research they needed to complete. And they were so passionate when talking about it.
中美关系非常重要。
我们希望有更多中国朋友。
我们也希望大家能互相了解。
Over 40 years, China-U.S. educational exchange has been forging ahead, enhancing communication and the friendship of both sides. The people-to-people exchange has been making the ties stronger and will always benefit the two countries' relationship.
You've seen this picture when I started working as an interpreter for the 美中关系全国委员会. This was at the Kennedy Center in Washington. They performed, and this, of course, is Kissinger. You know who this little boy, Li Lianjie.
The worst things we can do is to just close the door, close the window, close the bridge. Therefore, the two countries will be on the confrontational course, and this will be disaster, not only for these two great countries, but also for the peace and the prosperity of the world. So we have the choice. I think the answer is very clear. There's no alternative. We should continue to emphasize educational and cultural exchanges.
Make sure that American politicians, American business people, American civil society has more firsthand experience of China, because I think it's very easy to demonize people in both directions that you don't know very much about or that you just heard rumors about. In this age, it should be easily possible to send somebody on a two, 3 week tour and dispel a lot of that misunderstanding just by seeing for yourself.
No question, it's a challenging time in our relationship, and that definitely flows into educational exchanges. But I think it's the responsibility of those of us with deeper roots and deeper networks to recognize the reality that we're living in, but also push through this and push forward, because it's in the interest of both of our countries.
So I think the opportunity to study in China or to have Chinese students come to the U.S. is one of the great openings for understandings between our countries. And I encourage our students to visit China, and we welcome Chinese students at George Washington University. I believe that the developments in China are one of the great stories of this century, and I think it's important for American students to have better understanding.
Government will change, and even the laws will eventually change, but the one constant that can remain are the relationships and the friendships of the people.
Over these decades, there has been a marvelous growth of people-to-people contacts and ties between our two countries. As we now look forward to the coming decades, the friendship between our two peoples will continue to be the very foundation of the relations between our two great countries. Together, we will build even stronger ties between our peoples.